Hi there, my name is Thomas, and in today's video I want to show you how you can break your KPI, your monthly KPI as a BDR, SDR, or LDR. Now, I'm working in the cybersecurity industry. I'm a business development representative for 5 months, about to hit the 6th month in a few days. And I struggled a lot, I went through a lot, and I'm going to tell you how you can start doing this. If you're about to enter this industry or this position, if you are already in this position and you want more, and if you're a business leader and you have people in your team who you want driving results, working with speed, this is another video for you, because I'm going to show you a speed systems, 3 formulas right now that's going to change the way you function from now on. Now, the first thing that you need to start with is to understand that it's all about the driving force, the energy and the motivation behind everything. And I have a saying, by wondering you discover, by curiosity you uncover. You need to memorize this thing right now. By wondering you discover, by curiosity, when you're curious you uncover, right? This is the first step, and it is very critical. You need to understand that, because you need to become the driving force of yourself. You need to know what makes you tick and wake up in the morning, and you need to find out how your machine functions. We're going to get to this step right now. How your machine functions. This is very important. I was working every day, but I wasn't feeling it. I started opening up the book that I usually read, the notes that I usually take off, and I realized, finding your own mentor helps. Once you start learning about the different techniques of coming out there and the reason why you're doing that in the first place, it helps. If you don't have the motivation or energy to wake up in the morning, this is not for you. You're not going to thrive if you don't get to this. Speaking of thriving, here's an SDR rule. All right? SDR stands for strive, thrive, and finally, rise. You gotta rise like a rock star. You gotta do that, So what does this mean? When you find your ingredients and what works for you, when you find the driving force behind yourself, what makes you stand up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I'm doing push-ups, I'm exercising, I'm stretching myself, I'm getting ready for this day, I'm getting all pumped up. Guys, life is beautiful. I'm 22 years old. I want to get out there, No matter what your age is, you gotta get out there. Beat it every day. You gotta come in full of energy, full of love. You're on a mission. You are on a mission because you want to make a difference in this world, You want to bring a force of energy to your team, to your company, to your business. And you want to thrive and grow, Get on with this mindset. You gotta train yourself to think like that every single day. Train yourself. This is the mindset portion. Let's put this in red. Mindset. It's extremely important, this part over here. Step number 1, mindset. Step number 2, the SDR rule. This is where you get out on the field and you start racing and practicing. There's a reason why people in the race start in racing, they're at the front of the grid, because they're going through qualifying. Like, for instance, in Formula 1. You have to qualify, right? And this determines your grid start. The more you strive every morning, the more you repeat the things and you start learning about yourself, right? The more you start wondering, discovering, curiosity, uncovering, you start thriving more. You start developing yourself. Do you know that when you thrive, you start flourishing? You start really developing yourself. In order to bring these results over here, when I was able to bring the 400% into this month, I had to strive like crazy, But that was only through the start. It was only through the first few leads, because once I knew my drive, once I knew how to crack the code, I went out there, with full speed. And you can do that too. You just need to crack the code, Every racetrack, go online right now and look at your racetrack. Qatar racetrack, America's racetrack, Singapore. Every country has its own racetrack, and no racetrack is the same, man. You gotta go and crack the code and understand how to race on those different corners. This is what this is. As a BDR, you're gonna be given a big list of numbers to call, people to call. Sometimes you're gonna have to prospect. Sometimes it's a warm list, people coming in. How are you tracking that? How are you monitoring that? How are you following up that? Are you doing that in the first place? Or are you just sitting at the phone and looking at the numbers? This is why we're going to get to number 3. Number 3 is a very important one, because number 3 is basically about these 3 things. Being immediate, Number 2, thoughts, which is when you start dragging down yourself like gravity, you just start sinking. And number 3, it's the loophole. You're done. When you're in the loophole, you're done. That's it. You got nothing anymore. 1, 2, 3. Let me tell you something. Your mindset, when you train yourself, once you start doing things every day, you're going to be over here and you're going to have to train yourself to function immediately. Fear is only there to distract you. Once you start putting yourself forward and you understand how to do this thing, there is no fear. You become in control. 2, thoughts. The more you sit by the list of people that you have to call and you have no idea what to do, you have no drive, no force, nothing, you don't know where you're going in life and nothing about yourself, you're wiped out. You wiped out, and this is the truth that happened to me. I was sinking. This is the gravity zone. You're sinking. And third of all, the loophole, this is where you're done. This is the space zone. This is where you start floating, I don't know where, into different dimensions. That's it, you're done. Look, man, in the SDR, BDR, and LDR role, you have to be different. And you have to show you're different by striving, thriving, and rising every day. And I don't want to sound like, I'm being too much over here, but the reality is, there's people sitting on the other side and they want, if it's cybersecurity, they're getting vulnerabilities in their systems. They're getting viruses. And you have to pick up the phone and start a conversation. It's very simple. You have to start a conversation. Other people are your warm leads. They want to talk to you, but you're afraid to call them and speak to them. A bunch of them. I looked at the system, there was a bunch of them. I started making an Excel system and tracking, monitoring everything, understanding where they are, man. If you cannot make an Excel system and understand whether a user has finished their trial, about to finish their trial, or is still in progress of doing their trial, and you're not getting in touch with them, that's it, you're wiped up, You have to do that. This is the function of the BDR if you want to maximize and break all the records. I promise you, this is the way you do it. In the coming videos, I'm going to show you how to set up an Excel system and get yourself set up from the morning. During the weekend, you prepare yourself. In the evening, if you finish at 5, I don't finish at 5, I keep working. If you finish at 5 or whenever you finish, you got to start up Excel and you need to prepare yourself for the next day. You need to come in hot. The moment you turn on that engine, you gotta come in the racetrack and you gotta start racing, You just gotta start, you need to get out there because people want to see you. If people don't see you, don't hear your name, they aren't gonna feel your energy, and they gotta feel your energy, To get to them, they gotta feel your energy because there's a lot of people, a lot of businesses, a lot of competitors. You have to ask yourself, what's gonna make me different every day? You have to understand yourself. Commission is a very big part of it. I'm going to show you also in Excel how you can set up your commission plans and everything like that. When if you hit 8 leads, how much money you make. Hey, if I know how much I'm making if I'm hitting this target, great, let's make it. You're going to feel even greater if you know how to hit 16 targets. When you bring 16 leads to the business, you're going to feel great about yourself as well. How do you do that? This is the question. Stick around with me. I'm going to be uploading more videos. If you have any questions, want to reach out, drop your comments or find me on LinkedIn. Good luck. Grind it out. Check it out.